Welcome to Cheyenne High School for JV action here between the Firebirds of Devils Lake and the Mustangs of West Fargo. Joining me today is Dan Wolf. I am Aaron Knodel. Excited for some JV action, Mr. Wolf.
Absolutely. You know, I think beginning of the year, everybody's trying to figure out who they are and kind of find that identity as a team, and having just a couple games under their belts, I imagine both teams are still trying to figure things out, and this will be a good opportunity to see where they stand in the JV standings and prepare for that long haul after the Christmas break.
Yeah, and you're going to already notice right away as kids are warming up, we have kids in masks. The whole year seems a little bit odd. Some teams playing in masks, some teams not playing in masks. C Squad game, Mustangs opted to wear their masks. So it's just going to be interesting to see how all that plays out.
I had a chance to speak to Coach Hintz before the game during the C game, and he said both the C Squad and the JV opted to wear masks for the game. So I don't think that's the plan for the varsity, but just another sign of how crazy the year 2020 has been.
Sign of the times for sure. So interesting to bring in the Firebirds of Devils Lake. They certainly have a program that is to be reckoned with. Obviously, the last couple of years, this program has done some pretty impressive stuff. The varsity, of course, making it to the state championship 2 games in a row. One time they got to play it, the other time they did not. So obviously the Firebirds know how to build a program, and you can even just look down this roster. The Mustangs have a lot of young players on the program. The Devils Lake program is built on a little bit more seniority. So even at the JV level, you're going to see girls that are 11th graders. Mustangs are going to be playing a lot of younger kids. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out for both teams. We do want to take a quick opportunity to interview Athletic Director Greg Limke before he steps out, too. We're going to take that opportunity here right at the beginning of the first half once this jump ball gets going here. So looks like we're going to have Maya Metcalf, number 5, for the Mustangs jumping. Into the starting lineup here, we got number 25, that's Brenna Dick. We have number 4, looks to be starting, Jaden Hecox. Looks like at guard.
Number 3, Peyton Breidenbach is one of the starters. And number 12, Lauren Fagerlund.
So that's your starting lineup. Knocked away, controlled by the Firebirds on the tip. So it'll be interesting to see how the pace of this game plays out. Certainly the Firebirds are known for their fast pace of play. They like to create pressure, but so do the Mustangs. So who's going to be able to control that pressure? Who's going to be able to create the most pressure? I think that's what we're going to look for. Right away to start, it looks like Firebirds come out in a zone trap. 3-point bucket by the Mustangs to start. Offensive rebound, secured in the corner. And a kick out, a second 3-pointer. That one drops. Good start for the Mustangs. That bucket there by number 12, Lauren Fagerlund. And a 3-0 lead to start for the Mustangs. Stolen away. Broken free, and that goes to number 5. That's Maya Metcalf with the bucket. 5-0 lead for the Mustangs to start. Firebirds able to break that and actually knocked away right on that word by the Mustangs. What do you like from the Mustangs pace-wise to start here?
Well, I think that pressure is causing Devils Lake a lot of issues already, and probably something that they maybe weren't expecting to have trouble with. Probably about as good a start as you were going to get in terms of the Mustangs.
Little flyby action there by number 25, and that's Brenna Dick that flies by, and the Firebirds able to knock down that mid-range. Swing pass, good look over there across court. Nice pass and a great attack by Brenna. Brenna Dick will go to the free throw line. She will be shooting 2.
I imagine that's something that the Mustangs would like to have happen, is being aggressive, trying to get to the rim as often as possible for as many easy looks or to draw fouls as possible.
And the first shot off the back iron. Yeah, certainly when you have two teams that pressure, one of the things you're going to have to look at is how do the fouls play out? Both teams, if they get in a little bit of foul trouble, you can start to get into some different substitution patterns that you're not used to, and oftentimes that can generate some free points at the end of halves. Mustangs make 1 out of 2 there.
They continue to show the pressure, trying to force Devils Lake into a quick, bad decision. This time it looks like they handle it all right.
A little bit of man heat there from number 12, Fagerlund at the top. Drops down low, off the back iron, secured. Good rebound there by number 5, Maya Metcalf. Mustangs able to swing it around. That's an open 3, another good look. That's off the front iron this time. Loose ball rebound. That's going to go into a jump.
I think Peyton Breidenbach was shocked that she was so alone at the top of the key. I think she had plans of driving and then realized how open she was.
Had to take that extra control dribble just, I think, out of shock. Inbounds there over to Metcalf. Back out to the wing. Back down to Metcalf. Firebirds able to knock that away. So at this time, we're going to bring in AD Greg Limke, talk a little bit about the start of this season. And, of course, Coach Limke, you know a lot about girls basketball now. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I am a North Dakota basketball historian. Are you or are you not the only coach in North Dakota history to have won both a boys and girls title in the same academic year?
Well, that is true. It's fortunate enough to have some tremendous athletes. Bishop Ryan at the time, and great group of young men and women, and a great staff, tremendous support, and it takes all of that to make it happen. So that was a great time, and it happened early in my career, and you think, oh man, it's going to be able to happen time and time again. But you realize in coaching that each year is different, each year is special, and it takes a lot of work, and we're just right now we're real proud that we're on the floor tonight and continuing to play.
Hey, I did have to think about that statistic and think to myself, well, fortunately for AD Limke, that's probably one that gets to stay in the record books. North Dakota, of course, changing their seasons, so there aren't a lot of coaches out there that get to coach both boys and girls at the same time anymore. Well, so you might have just won by default on that guy now.
I might have. I do think there is one or two that are actually coaching both girls and boys right now in the same season, but it's unique. It's really unique, and I lucked into a great situation, and that was a special time. And we had a reunion teams meet a couple years ago, and that's even more special to see them years later to see what they've done in life and see their families and see what they're doing these days. So, those kind of teams and those relationships go on forever.
Quick bucket there by the Mustangs, up 8-3. Coach, I got to ask you, obviously early part in the fall, you told me a couple of conversations that if you were coming toward a coach, you felt like the the Grim Reaper. You were just bringing news of death. Every time you talked to a coach, it was to bring bad news. Seems that the tides have turned a little bit here now that we got some action going again.
Well, it was a tough feeling. There was a lot of tough times in the fall, and we still got a long ways to go, no question about it. But
more optimism now this time of year than perhaps in the fall.
And the excitement from the athletes and the coaches right now is it's great to see. I just think they're really embracing this opportunity. You see some competitive games, but you maybe don't see some of the. You just see more joy. I think kids are enjoying it and seizing the moment, and that is awesome to see.
14:07 left in the first half here. Firebirds miss on the layup, swings back to the Mustangs. Coach, I got to ask you too, what kinds of changes, different adjustments are we having to make in this COVID era? Obviously we knew some of the changes that were taking place in the fall, but basketball, wrestling, we got different kinds of activities that perhaps have a little bit different kind of contact regimen. Then you got hockey that might have a different feel to it. Tell us a little bit about what parents can expect to see, what fans, the casual observer, can expect to see that might be a little bit different, and maybe what's changed behind the scenes.
Well, I think visually you can see the difference. Obviously, we would have some pretty big crowds at these games. Mustangs get a lot of support for basketball and a lot of their sports, and So visually, you see a difference in the way the gym's set up, the masks, the amount of people that are allowed into a game. I think people are learning to work with those situations and the live streaming. Myself, I want to thank the Mustang Media crew and Aaron Knoll right here has been a big part of that. So I thank Aaron and his team of high school students that branched out and doing a lot of activities. I want to thank our booster club for providing us some equipment to be able to provide this service. So that's one big change is the streaming. I know grandparents, especially that are living far away, and brothers and sisters that are off at college can watch their family members play, and that has been one positive of all of this is that you can watch games from wherever you are. So we do appreciate that.
Well, now I know, Coach, having friends with you a long time, there was a lot of green in your closet over the years. You switched over from the Mustangs, or from the great back cut there, missed layup by the Mustangs, up 10-3. But, Coach, you moved from the Packers side over to the Mustang side. Tell us what you've noticed about just the climate here. What have you noticed about the staff, the students? Tell us about your first few months.
Well, first of all, it's like having another family now. I didn't give up my Packer family. I still maintain all those relationships and great friendships.
Well, and you have to. Your boy plays over there and playing Davies tonight in boys basketball.
There is that piece.
So family really is family over on the Packer side.
I still have a fair share of green that I pull out once in a while to watch his games and be a dad. So, no, it's been enjoyable to get to know the Cheyenne staff. I wish I could get to know them a little bit more. That's one of my regrets of this fall, and so far is that we're trying to distance and wearing masks. I can't get around and shake as many hands and visit with as many people as I'd like to and be as social as I normally would be, but that time will come. But so far everybody's been fantastic, and it's been a real good environment to be around, even though it's been some tough times as well.
Well, Coach, we really appreciate your time here. Just wanted to check in with you and give you the opportunity to let all those fans know that are observing us here on YouTube a little bit about who you are and how the things have kind of transpired and changed over the course of this wild, wacky year. So we appreciate your time. We're going to let you get out of here so we can catch back up. A lot of back and forth action here. 10-5 lead for the Mustangs. What as we're watching and talking last moment here, what do you like about the program you're seeing the coaches here over at Cheyenne build?
Well, they're teachers. I go to a lot of practices, and what I like to see is teachers. Coaching is teaching, teaching is coaching, and I see it every day when I walk in there. I'm really proud of that. It's a teaching and learning program, and from all of our programs. I just enjoy being at practices probably more than I like games. Just being in there and
true
seeing
coach.
Just seeing that
Still
environment.
there by the Mustangs.
The relationships that the athletes build with each other, smiles on their faces, and then the how they're getting better, and those are things I like to see. So it's been great, and just hoping that everybody does their job, keep following the guidelines, and we can keep it going. So
hey, well, we appreciate your time, Coach. It's been a great having you here at Cheyenne. It's been a tough start, but we really appreciate all the hard work you put in, and I know the job isn't easy, but we appreciate your time. So thank you very much.
Yep, thank you guys.
All right, Coach Wolf, that's going to bring us to our first time. So we're back here live, 11:03, 12-5 in favor of the Mustangs. Appreciate the time there with AD Greg Lemke.
Absolutely, and we both known Greg for a long time, and truly he's a coach at heart, and when he says he enjoys being at the practices and those things, that's truly how he is. He's just one of those guys that just appreciates the hard work of players, of coaches, of all those people, and how that all comes together. While you were talking to Coach Lemke, I had an opportunity to kind of watch the action here, and I got to believe that Cheyenne should be happy with the pressure that the turnovers they're causing and the looks that they're getting. Probably the one thing they're disappointed in, they've missed a lot of easy chances, and this could easily be a 15-point lead, and instead it's only 5.
And just like that, the Firebirds hit a jump shot, cut the lead to 5. There's a 3-point look just off the side iron. Rebound secured by the Firebirds. Nice job saving it there.
Yeah.
And then again, the pressure knocks it free.
Yeah.
Looks like the tie up there was number 23.
Elena
for
Holder.
the Mustangs. That's Elena Holder that knocked it free. Firebirds to inbound the ball from the baseline, get the ball into the side, and then it goes back up top. Back up top, pressure there by Caitlin Haas at the top. Now it's back to Holder with press in the top. Devils Lake seems content with moving the ball around the perimeter here a little bit. Trying to look for that interior look. Shot clock becoming a factor here. Just 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Now they're swinging around. Might have to throw up something a little bit desperate. And the turnover.
Devils Lake was content. I think they were doing what they wanted to do, was kind of take their time and not be in that rush. But you really have to hand it to the defense that the Mustangs were playing. They were fighting through a lot of screens. Everyone in good help position. And, Devils Lake put in all that work and didn't have an opportunity to score quickly.
A little bit of a wild pass there by number 3, Peyton Breidenbach. Perhaps a little bit too aggressive looking into that interior of the Firebird defense. Firebirds able to get to the free throw line on the turnover. That's number 33 for the Firebirds, Erica Nelson at the free throw line.
And you beat the press with patient passes, and for most of the first halves thus far, West Fargo Cheyenne's done a good job of that. But sometimes you get a little greedy, or you see something that looks enticing and might be there, but when that pass goes, it isn't open.
5 team fouls now for the Mustangs, only 2 for the Firebirds. Misses both those free throws. That's got to feel a little bit good. And then a quick turnover and an end one. Swings like that definitely can change momentum pretty quickly there. Looks like that's number 21, Rachel Dolan on the bucket. Junior forward, 6'2".
Aaron, I got to tell you, looking at the size of these girls as you look down the roster, they're definitely taller girls than when I played in high school, and across the whole gamut. The boys are too. It really.
I don't know what they put in the water now, but you look at rosters and they don't look the same.
No,
do
they do not.
Good shot fake at the wing there for Husted, but she's blocked in the interior of the Firebird defense. Good swing pass and an attack that goes back to the free throw line for the Firebirds. Shooting 2 will be number 21, Rachel Dolan. So now cut to a 3-point lead here. Firebirds able to convert at least a little bit on this end of the floor with some turnovers.
And nine minutes left in the first half, and Devils Lake is going to be shooting the bonus the rest of the way. That's the downside of that pressure that you are looking for that the Mustangs are giving. But it can lead to those foul trouble situations like you mentioned earlier, and it's something that Coach Domain's going to have to be aware of moving forward the rest of the half.
And that one specifically, that's the 3rd foul on Maddie Husted. That's going to probably change some of the substitutions that the Mustangs are going to have to deliver here, probably protecting her from picking up her 4th here in the first half with 9 minutes left. There's a jump ball. Looks like it's going to stay with the Mustangs here on the baseline. A little bit of a cluster play that the Mustangs like to run here. Little jailbreak. Good drop pass into the post. Kicks it back out, swings it back over, back into the post, but that is stolen by the Firebirds. Firebirds able to drop that one down low, and it goes a little bit long. Rebound by number 20. That's Lexi Kerhark.
This would be a good situation for Cheyenne just to slow things down and get into a little offensive rhythm.
And that's a great post move there by number 5. Maya Metcalf, 6', 10th grader forward. Good move there to spin baseline and still have soft enough touch to be able to put that one away. 14-9 now Mustangs, 8:27 to go.
Good defensive play by Caitlin Haas there, or I'm sorry, Lorian Fagerland, tipping it out of bounds. So trying to keep that pressure up and find that balance between pressure without fouling.
Mustangs bring the ball up the left side. That goes into the corner. Metcalf. Another good shot there out of Metcalf. 16-9 now. Mustangs with the lead.
Oh.
Able to break it. Now we got a 2-1. Peel back defense there by the Mustangs. Left-handed look and good rebound there. Good left-handed pass by Fagerland that pushes it back up. That's Metcalf's third bucket here in about 2-minute span.
She's on a 6-0 run by herself, and Cheyenne was lucky that time, I think, because of these substitution changes. They let a Firebird get free, but they missed the layup, and Cheyenne was able to push it back up the floor and get
so
another
7:48 to go in the first half. We have 18-9 lead. Timeout for Devils Lake Firebirds.
You're watching Cheyenne Mustang Media.
Welcome back to Cheyenne High School. 18-9 lead here for the Mustangs. 7:47 to go. We're at JV action here. Mustangs taking on the Firebirds from Devils Lake. A lot of back and forth action in the first half so far, Coach.
Absolutely. I think both teams looking to apply pressure and try and capitalize off of turnovers by their opponents. And I think each one has been able to force some turnovers, but I think they've both left some points out there. So Cheyenne able to go on a quick little 6-0 run by Maya Metcalf herself. And Devils Lake calls timeout, try and reassess things and maybe make a couple substitutions and settle things down and come out with a set play.
You know, Maya, for those that don't know, Maya joined our golf team. You and I both coach golf in the fall. Maya joined our golf team for the first time as a sophomore this year. There's a shot made by the Firebirds. One thing that we both acknowledge right away about Maya is she knows how to practice, and I think you can probably see that same thing from what she brings to the floor here. Great job taking the ball down the lane there for the Mustangs. 20-11 now.
Absolutely. Such a hard worker. And I would guess Coach Domain, Coach Hintz would say the same thing, that when she's at practice, she's there, she's engaged, she's trying to get the most out of the time and to improve herself. Almost 5-second call there, and shot clock running down.
Again, the Mustangs able to create a lot of pressure, and there's the steal. At the end of the shot clock, the Firebirds had to throw something up.
Peyton Breidenbach.
Great step through there by Peyton Breidenbach. Gets the 2 points. Nice little left hand back into the lane. 22-11, 6:45. Mustangs were able to capitalize and get a W there as well, Coach.
Yeah, 36-23. I wasn't able to see the whole game, but looked very similar to this in terms of trying to push the ball up the floor.
Great drop pass up ahead, but awesome retreat
play.
there.
Good hustle.
Yeah, awesome retreat by the Firebirds to knock that one out of bounds. But great job, Fagerland, getting up the floor. Tough angle to try to finish that layup off, and Firebirds were able to slap that one away. Open three, just off the back iron. Metcalf secures the rebound, swings it back over to the wing, back over into the corner. That's Fagerland.
Wow. Cheyenne has been filling it up the last couple of minutes here.
And just as the Firebirds were able to make that run Mustangs pull away, got a 14-point lead, but that's probably not the foul you want there, Coach.
No, out in the open floor, and probably a little fatigue building in there. It's hard to keep that pressure up, especially this early in the season when you're still trying to get your feet under you and probably practicing and playing a lot in masks. And it's hard to build the type of stamina you're going to need to play this type of pressure D an entire half or an entire game.
So we got number 10 at the free throw line here. That is Jaden Freilich. Jaden's a 9th grader. Misses that one off the front iron. Rebound goes to number 25, and then back over to number 4, into the corner. Swing pass. Got to like this ball movement. Look at that. Swing pass all the way into the corner. Drops down low. Just a little bit late for that open
half second
cutter.
late on that, but that was a good cut.
Demaine's got to be pleased, though. Coach Demaine's got to be pleased with, we probably had 6 or 7 touches there without the ball hitting the floor one time.
I think Devils Lake a little on their heels, and that's exactly what you want to see as a coach. Just half second wait on that pass, but excellent ball movement for the Mustangs.
Hey, one thing that you can always do to the defense, especially when early in the year where conditioning might be a factor, especially when kids are probably wearing masks during practice, you start throwing that ball around with that kind of speed and making the defense move, you're going to wear people out pretty quick. That's how you create turnovers like that. Great
Nice
steal there by number 12.
Lauren Fagerlund.
Fagerlund able to convert.
That time.
And knocked away by Metcalf. So those turnovers really paying dividends here for the Mustangs. In for the Mustangs, number 2. That's Caitlin Haas.
I would think, I imagine that Devils Lake, being as experienced they are in JV, they haven't really looked like it here. And Cheyenne being young, athletic, but they look to be a little more composed, I think, from both ends of the floor, and being able to be patient and not, take what the defense is giving you most of the time.
Well, that's talking to both Coach Demaine here for the JV squad and Coach Hintz for the varsity. One of the things they said was, we are young, and their goal ultimately is to build that experience. They think they can be a really dangerous team come February, but some of that means that you're going to have to gain that experience in these early games. Off the back iron there.
I think you're absolutely right.
Hecox to the line.
With the length that Cheyenne brings and their athleticism, they could be one of those teams that is a matchup problem for a team come tournament time. So a lot of it's going to be how they mature, how they grow. But I think if this is any indication, Coach Hintz, Coach Demaine should be happy with what they have going on with the program right now.
And even the energy out of the Mustangs, you hear it from their bench players. There's full engagement, I think, on the whole program. They're excited to be out here. They're excited to be playing basketball. Yeah. Firebirds try to drop the ball down low, swing it back out to the corner, back up top, and down in post. Great post move there by number 33, Erica Nelson.
She was working hard for that position. It's always good to see a player rewarded for that hard work when you're
Haas misses
banging
the
around
3 from
down
the corner.
There.
Yeah, you're right. That post move, those posts, they want that ball in there. You don't feed them that ball, they're going to get tired. So it's sometimes you got to feed that post. That's a good post up down there. Good steal there.
Oh, switch pivot feet there and a travel. Had her dribble available to her, but was looking for an outlet, and point guard didn't come back to her, and turnover.
So we'll have Firebird ball here on the baseline. Post screen across, but it looks like the Mustangs do a nice job of switching. Throw the ball up ahead. Off the steal, that's number 15. Just off the front iron. Unable to converse that, Brooke Johnson in the fast break. Firebirds come back now. 3-point ball by number 10. Jaden Freilich misses. Long rebound goes out to number 23, Elena Holder. Back to number 25, shot fake. And the Mustangs will be okay with being a little bit patient up top. Back over to the wing. Holder throws it up top. Over to the right wing now. Attacking down the middle. Left-handed scoop. Off the front iron. Firebirds with the rebound.
Yep. She
and
picked up
another
her
double dribble. A little bit of pressure, both teams now. When you put that pressure up in the front court, those guys looking to pass sometimes don't want to put that dribble down, and you get a quick turnover. Mustang ball on the baseline. See what the Mustangs have drawn up. Get the ball into the corner. And a foul.
Brenna Dick going to the line, shoot 2.
Got to like the aggressiveness on that baseline there. She saw when the inbounds came in, she had that lane, attacked that lane, threw a little floater up there. Firebird defender was just a little bit late. And she gets to the free throw line. First free throw, a little bit short. Second free throw able to fall. 28-13 now, 3:19 to go in the first half. Steal by the Mustangs. Left-handed look, right-handed shot. And I think they're going to call a foul on the Mustangs. That's going to put the Firebirds to the line here. 9th team foul for the Mustangs. That's got to be one area where Coach Domain's going to probably talk a little bit in halftime.
Probably talking about there are times to go for it and times not. In fact, Cheyenne's going to take a timeout right now. Maybe they're going to have the discussion now and not even wait till halftime.
All right, this is Mustang Media. Going to take a quick break here. 28-13 in favor of the Mustangs. 3:10 to go.
You're watching Cheyenne Mustang Media.
So we're back here, Cheyenne High School. Firebirds to the line. 3:10 to go in the second half. This is number 33, Erica Nelson shooting the bonus. Able to convert in the first. Awarded with that second free throw. Now they're next. Bonus. So 3:10 to go. Earning that second free throw every time. That could change the momentum pretty quick. Second free throw here for number 33.
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I think by and large, number 33, Erica Nelson, is kind of single-handedly keeping the Firebirds in this first half.
Wide open three-pointer, knocked down. Great look over there by number 20. That's Lexi Terhark hitting down the three. Puts the Mustangs up by 17 in the first half here. Flash, there's Nelson again.
Yep.
Rebound by Terhark.
Lexi's brother would have been envious of that jumper.
And she goes right down the lane, and she'll be going to 2. Of course, Lexi's brother is playing some sports on his own now.
That's right. Cheyenne graduate last spring, Tyler Terhark, playing for NDSU for the Bison football. Almost seems to be a little bit of a pipeline between West Fargo Cheyenne and NDSU right now.
Yeah,
with a handful of commits with Barika Penu.
2 graduated last year, Nate Goldaddy and Tyler Terhark. So, yeah, that football program is definitely generating some interest from colleges, and good to see those all those great athletes continue their careers. Looks like that's going to be, knocked free, not going to call an over the back. 20 feet, Brenna Dick. Oh, great finish.
Good finish.
That's Brenna Dick on the and one. She's able to take that lane. That's good body position and great angle to the hoop because she got bumped and was still able to finish that for an and one. She'll be shooting 35-14 now, Mustangs. 2:20 to go in the first half. And she's able to convert. Let's see if the Mustangs are able to pull back a little bit on their pressure and avoid those fouls. You can tell already they're playing a little bit underneath, not jumping those passing lanes. You can tell that was the purpose of the timeout Sherry DeMaine. Coach DeMaine, knowing that she does not want to get any more kids in foul trouble, already got one on the bench with 3. So
Much more in control at that time down the floor.
Mustangs the inbound after the turnover. This is Brenna Dick coming down the floor. Over to Holder for the jump shot. Sweet looking jumper from the corner there from Holder. Again, a soft pressure, but everything underneath here.
Yep.
Got to be too much in the hand there. Still a little bit of pressure.
And I think that's the great thing about pressure is when you've been successful with it for much of the first half, you don't even have to give the full pressure after that, and it will cause some bad decisions by your opponent. Foul called there on number 23, Elena Holder. That'll be her first, but again, Devils Lake the double bonus the rest of the way.
1:28 to go in the first half, 38-14 in favor of the Mustangs. Makes her second. Now a 13-point lead. 23-point lead. Unable to secure that pass on the wing.
Looked like Brooke Johnson was ready to move before she had secured the pass and looked it into her hands.
Mustangs still looking to press. Good dump pass there, just a little bit over the head of number 33 there. Erica Nelson unable to secure that pass. The right idea, perhaps wrong placement of the pass.
And notice Devils Lake has pulled off their pressure. I think they were finding it to not be as successful as they were hoping for. Good little flex cut there coming across the lane by Brooke Johnson.
Swing back up top. Good attack down the lane. Good extra pass into the corner. Brenna goes to the hoop again, and she's recognizing every time when that extra pass comes down, there's a little bit of that lane on the baseline for her to attack, and she's twice now able to get that to the free throw line.
Yeah, I think that one extra pass means that defender's that half-second slow rotating over, and it's opening up enough of a lane for Brenna to drive, and she's taking advantage of it, getting to the free throw line as a result.
Coach DeMaine's got to be pleased about that, too, especially when you have young players, the kids that recognize when that extra pass should be made. You have that open look. There was an open look right there on the wing. Decided not to take that look and recognized one more pass gets me an easier look.
Yes.
A little bit of man pressure again. Good kick-out pass and a knockdown shot on the mid-range there. That looks like number 34. Did I get that right? Number 34 for Devils Lake. Open three-pointer by number 2. That's Caitlin Haas. Just a little bit off. Little tight on that pressure. Firebirds able to break it. Knocked free. That's going to stay with the Firebirds.
Good defensive play to knock it out.
13.7 left in the first half. 39-17 in favor of the Mustangs. Let's see if the Mustangs can just close out this half without giving up a bucket, without causing
Without
having
another
any
foul.
fouls. Yep. So we got 2.5 left. No panic moments here. Good finish job on the defensive side there for the Mustangs. Got to feel good about that half.
Halfway through the first half, this was a 4-point game, and the Mustangs have been able to open up to 22, due in large part to that pressure defense that they've been putting on, and started to convert a little more regularly and take advantage of that pressure. So I think Coach DeMaine will be happy. Probably just talk about being smart defensively, cleaning up the fouls, and Devils Lake will have some work to do coming out of the timeout.
All right, so 39-17 in favor of the Mustangs. We're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be back, chat a little bit about the first half, get some stats, and talk a little bit about what the plan is for the second half. Are you guys gonna both?
No. I came here for moral support.
I have faith in you. You're in charge. I'm going to the bathroom. So, stop. Just stop. He will. You said that every day in my class.
You're watching Cheyenne Mustang Media.
He goes over the you flip out.
So here at halftime, Mustangs in the B squad game up 39-17, and joining me at halftime is the senior leader for the Mustangs, Jaden Feist. So we're happy to have Jaden coming in for an interview here. Jaden, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So, Jaden, tell me a little bit about how odd this feels. This whole season, you obviously you went through a volleyball year where you had to play with masks. Then you had basketball start, and then it didn't start. So tell me kind of just the wild times of 2020. What's it been like to be an athlete kind of going through this with all your teammates?
It's just been crazy to try and figure out what's right and what's wrong, like how we're going to practice and how everything's going to be, because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. So you are the senior leader on this team. You have a lot of young teammates. And, I got to ask, when you have all these young teammates, do they look to you often? What kind of position does that put you in as the only senior on this basketball team? You have all these young girls looking to you because you're the one with the experience. What's that like?
Honestly, I don't even think that I'm a senior. I'm still in a phase where I still think I'm like a freshman or
Sure.
someone younger. And
Awesome. Well, that's great to know, but certainly, of course, the coaches, Coach Hentz, Coach Domain, they say that you are the person that they look to. Obviously, you had a great volleyball season as well. Tell us about your plans next year.
next year I'm going to MSUM, and I'll be playing volleyball.
Awesome. So obviously you had a stellar volleyball season. The Cheyenne Mustangs made it to state. Tell us some about your goals for this season. What are you looking for from the girls basketball season this year?
Just to have like a fun year and hopefully like have the year continue and not be shut down because of COVID,
Sure.
and
So-
hopefully go to state.
So obviously you have goals. You guys as a team, you have to recognize that coming into this season, you guys have probably the most difficult schedule to start the season that you could have asked for, playing 4 teams right off the bat that are either ranked in the Class A poll or receive votes in the Class A poll. So how do you approach that mentally, knowing that the first part of the season, these are going to be your toughest competitions right away?
I think it will help us to prepare for the later teams and to always play hard and tough and as good as we possibly can, and help us throughout the season with that.
Yeah, and that really makes it tough, especially in practice, knowing that you're going to have to bring that focus and intensity right away, I'm sure. So tell us a little bit about, you're a student athlete, obviously, so that means that you're a student first, and obviously it's not just difficult to be an athlete in 2020, but living in the world where you have to go to school 2 days a week, and you have schoolwork the other 3 days where you have to figure it out at home. How has that been a challenge for you as well?
It's been a challenge because it's hard to figure out when you're going to do the homework, especially if you have practices. Like practice times can change because everyone needs to be in the gym at a certain time, especially on like Wednesdays because they have to be out early.
Sure.
So the constant changing, that's just what's difficult.
Well, you've done a heck of a job both in the classroom and on all of these courts. We appreciate watching you. We're really going to miss having you out there next year for us. Certainly the girls that are looking up to you are certainly going to miss you. But fortunately, you're going to be right across the river here. We get to watch you play some volleyball. So we really appreciate your time, Jaden. Do an awesome job tonight. Work your butt off, get those teammates going. We're excited to see how you play out against the Firebirds from Devils Lake tonight.
Thank you.
So thanks for your time. I appreciate it. So right now we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back here to resume some JV action. Mustangs up 39-17. All right, so we're back at Cheyenne High School. Minute and 49 left of time here for warm-ups in the second half. So we're going to do a quick recap of the first half action. So, Coach, I got some Devils Lake stats for us here. We got number 3, Widmer with 2 points, Freilich with 3 points. We got Fertel with 2. We got Nelson with 5 and Hall with 5. Those are the leading scorers for the Lady Firebirds.
For Cheyenne, Maya Metcalf and Lauren Fagerwind paced the Mustangs with 8 each in the first half. And then Peyton Breidenbach added 5. Brooke Johnson added 4. Lexus Terhark added 7. 2 for Elena Holder. And Brenna Dick added 5.
So a lot of balance out of the Mustang offense here. 39 points in the first half. When you're halfway to 80 at halftime, obviously you're putting up numbers somewhere, and it's good to see that the balance came. You got 39 points and not a single girl in double digits.
Absolutely. And with a young team, I think that's doubly encouraging because they're not starting to rely on just 1 or 2 people to carry the load. I think everyone's getting involved, and because of that pressure, everybody's had an opportunity here or there to get a shot up. And so I think for Coach Domain, I think a lot of the same was probably talked about for the second half. Only one player in foul trouble.
Yeah, that's Maddie Husted. She had to come out with about 9 minutes left. She has 3 fouls. We have Lexi Terhark, Brenna Dick, both with 2. And then just Elena Holder has 1. Hecox has 1. Haas has 1. So overall, I think the Mustangs have to feel pretty good, pretty safe about their rotations coming into the second half.
Yep. And of course, we always know that in the JV games, second halves oftentimes look a little different because players are being held out for that opportunity to play in the varsity games. So there's probably going to be some individuals on both sides that played in the first half, but we're not actually going to see in the second half because they need to save their halves for the second or for the varsity game. Mustangs pushing it up the floor. Good look there by as the Mustangs continue to move it around, being content to try and look for opportunities. Caitlin Haas trying to push the ball inside. Probably an ill-advised pass on that one. Ball out of bounds off the Mustangs. Firebirds will bring it up the floor with the sideline out of bounds play here. Poor pass that actually works out well for the Firebirds here, as they continue to move the ball around. Kick inside, good defensive play by Elena Holder, and here they come up the floor. Turnover by Cheyenne, and a drive and score for the Firebirds for number 32. That is Tori Fee. Kick out for the Mustangs and a putback off the rebound.
16:27 to go. Mustangs up 41-19 now.
Coach, I imagine the discussion in the Devils Lake locker room is when you're down 20, you can't come out and plan that you're going to get it all back. You know, you probably try and set some reasonable goal, maybe by about the 10-minute mark, the 9-minute mark, if you can maybe get it down to, 10 points, maybe cut that deficit in half. Then you feel like you're going to have a chance to make that final push. But you just got to be careful not to try and do too much.
Yeah, you can't throw the haymaker.
No.
You can't. There's no such thing as a 20-point shot to make. So you got to chip away. So the Firebirds are definitely going to be looking like that. See if the Mustangs can remain patient with a 20-point plus lead going into this second half here. Good attack there by number 11.
Ooh. Maddie Husted, good drive to the basket, fouled. She'll be going to shoot 2. I was just looking. We have Carly Urlacher on the floor for the Mustangs. Did not play in the first half. She is a sophomore player. She played in the C game, and so she is out playing right now for the Mustangs in the second half. Mandy Husted makes the first, bring the score back to 42-19. Misses the second, but a great rebound by Elena Holder in the putback. Those are mental mistakes you can't have when you're Devil's Lake. You're already in a big hole.
Yeah,
when you have the inside position on a free throw, you've got to make that box out and take care of those types of situations. You can't let your opponent have multiple chances to score on the offensive end.
You know, it's always tough. Boxing out for free throws, you think that's the easiest part of the game, but time and time again as a coach, you'll see, you know, one mistake where a player just kind of runs to the hoop or runs to the corner and thinks that they're going to secure the rebound and takes that long bounce, and next thing you know, 2 points for the other team. Long three there for number 2.
Another good rebound by Elena Holder. Now
Caitlin
they're going to
Haas
be
looking to hit that open three from the top of the key. Another great drive by Maddie Husted just off the front iron. Got to like the way she's slashing to the hoop, though. Pressure up top there by Breidenbach. Steal.
This is Urlacher. Oh,
Great D there. Recovery on the defense by number 3, Widmer, out of Devil's Lake. You know, sometimes, Coach, on the stats, I always felt like as a guard, I'd put all the pressure on, and then my wing defender would get all the credit for picking off that pass. So you got to give credit to the pressure on the top of the key there, too.
Absolutely.
That's, you know, Breidenbach might not get into the stat book for that, but given that pressure, it gives Urlacher the opportunity to jump that pass. Husted trying to break down the defense from the elbow there. Open three.
Nothing but net for Caitlin Haas. And there's
That's a good-looking
Breidenbach.
shot there.
It really
Rotation
was.
on that spin. Good tempo to it.
Breidenbach still working hard on D here.
Urlacher looking to jump the pass there.
Going to get Elena Holder with the body on that one, I think.
Urlacher, a 10th grader, she's going to learn probably at some point when you're going to jump that pass, you got to do it with the hand that's on the right side. So she jumped with her left hand, probably needed her right hand in there to turn that one over. And fortunate not to get the foul call. Oftentimes you come across the body a little bit, but Urlacher will learn, and you'll probably see her jumping those passes the next 2 years, turning into layups. Second free throw here for the Firebirds. Able to put it home. 47-20 with 14:10 to go in the second half.
Mustangs fortunate on that one, kind of in that rush, didn't have a clear path, a good idea of what they were going to do. Fortunate to get the ball on the baseline out of bounds play here, see if they can turn that into some points anyway.
Mustangs able to inbounds, long pass up top. A little bit of a trap there put on Breidenbach at the wing. She got a little panicked, unable to drop that pass down into the corner. Turnover on the Mustangs. 27-point lead here. Mustangs doing a pretty good job. That was Urlacher there, where you get that first step, you get beat a little bit, but she got her hands back, didn't commit the foul.
Breidenbach gets called for a hand check there. It's
getting the explanation from the ref. You never like that one when you're putting all that pressure on, doing all that work, and then you feel like you just barely put your hand on someone, and then you get the foul call. But it was definitely a hand check. A couple of substitutions for the Mustangs. Pressuring the basketball is number 11.
That's Jordan Bile. Played in the C game. Some of those C players with the 27-point lead going to get some opportunities to see some action,
And
some
just
quality
like that,
time.
And there's your Bile just coming in, able to get to the free throw line here in the JV game after playing a nice C squad game. So she'll be shooting 2. Good look, a cross-court pass down into the weak side post for Bile so that she can get to the free throw line.
I think we've seen a lot of that with the Mustangs tonight. A lot of good court vision, and being able to see the floor and make those passes that set your teammates up for easy opportunities. That's huge for a team.
Biles' first shot's off the back iron, but she knocks it home in the second one. Nothing but net. Good peel-back defense there by Hecox. Ball dropped into the corner. Loose ball. Picked up by
Good
Biles.
hustle by Biles.
Swings it back over. Haas is going to push that down.
Oh.
Oh, great give-and-go action.
Oh.
Unable to convert. Holder with the rebound. She'll go to the line.
Caitlin Haas, I'm sure, is upset that she didn't finish that, but that was, again, talking about seeing the floor and passing. Great pass to Maddie Husted, the return pass, and a great look. And out of that comes a good rebound and a chance to go to the line for Elena Holder.
You know, in the C and the B games so far, I think the Mustangs have to be pleased with a lot of things. One of the things I bet they're going to go back do in practice is work on the free throws. I think that's one area where they're probably saying to themselves, we can be better. Holder were able to put in that second one. I don't think there's anybody on the planet that doesn't think that a free shot at the free throw line's something that they can get better at. Even the best always have to work at that one. Firebirds swing it down into the corner. Little pick and roll action there. Stripped away for a moment, and I think they're going to call a foul. I think they got that one on number 4. I could be wrong. That one, I think, is on Hecox.
Actually, I think that's Lauren Schauer.
Oh, Lauren
played
Schauer.
in the,
So, yeah, we
the
have 2
C
number
game.
4s.
Yep.
Yep, that is Schauer.
Oh. Caitlin Haas lacked position on that, and pass was a little high, and it's tempting to go at that, but you got to learn to lay off that and just D up after the ball comes in. But again, Mustangs continuing to keep pressure on the Firebirds and get good looks, good opportunities. Long rebound out of bounds off of the off of the Firebirds, excuse me. Mustangs will have the ball. Number 10, Karwi Urwalker. I'm sorry. Yes, Karwi Urwalker back in the game. Or this might actually be. Must be Karwi
Schauer
Urwalker.
looks around, swings it to Bile, top of the key.
Wide open.
And there's Schauer again. Good shot fake. Holder looking to post up. She's had position for a moment.
Morgan
Good
Valvo.
post up. And a finish for number 21, Rachel Dahlin for the Firebirds. Looks like Firebirds are going to look to zone trap there, but the Mustangs beat it on that first pass. Great move there down the baseline. Number 23, Elena Holder, able to finish for 2 points. 51-22, 11:42 left in the second half. Long 3 off the front iron, and that's going to go out of bounds to the Mustangs. Substitution in for the Mustangs, number 14.
That's Haley Boehm, a freshman, seeing some time. I think Cheyenne's doing a good job of spacing the floor against Devils Lake's pressure and being pretty disciplined with it. It's just a matter of seeing those particular lanes. It was a good cut, good attempt by Haley Boehm, but pass goes off her hands. Devils Lake ball.
51-22, 11-12 to go in the second half here. Mustangs with 4 team fouls, Firebirds with 4 team fouls. Firebirds able to attack the baseline. Shot goes long. Rebound's tied up. Jump ball goes to the Mustangs. In for the Mustangs, that's Maddie Husted.
Looks like Devils Lake will be content to pull back on their pressure here.
Husted attacking to the middle. Shot fake there. Goes down the line, kick out. Back over to Schauer in the corner. Up to Husted up top.
A little three-man action on the top of the key there.
All right, a little bit of tie up there. Mustangs might have gotten away with something there with three seconds left in the shot clock. There wasn't a lot of action heading toward the basket there, so get a new shot clock, 30 seconds here.
That can be the danger with an offense like that, and I'm sure Coach Domain is looking to run some time off and probably look for some good shots, but it leads to sometimes people not standing around and not always being active.
Husted looks to go baseline. Couple of substitutions for the Mustangs. Number 3 is Cairo Narum. Number 23, that's Faith Archigo. Girls that came in and were playing during the C squad. Good minutes here.
Faith Archigo steps in front of the pass, has it knocked away from her. Ball's going to stay with the Mustangs, though.
As I was saying, they're good minutes out of the C squad crew here. It's always good when you get these young kids in there, getting a couple extra halves here for experience, and that pays dividends toward the end of the year and ultimately in future years.
And again, a lot of those players are freshmen, so kind of that taste of that first upper-level experience and how fast the game moves, and so that'll pay dividends for the Mustangs down the road for sure.
Knocked away by the Firebirds there. Looking to push. Had a cutter underneath, but was unable to find her there. I think Coach Domain's got to be pleased with the way her girls are kind of sliding around the court. There's definitely good perimeter defense up top. Stepping into the lanes and filling in when a Firebird is able to break down the defender. So I think overall the help defenses look good. The perimeter defense, the shufflings look good. Especially early on in the season, that's probably one of the hardest things to get going. Up top to Husted.
Whoa.
Great back cut there. Kick out to number 2.
Caitlin Haas was ready, and then a nice cut to the basket. Good look.
Offensive rebound went to Narum there. She was able to drop the bounce pass into the middle of the lane. Mustangs unable to convert on that, but retain possession. (51-22), 8:53 left in the second half. Cheyenne Mustangs B squad up over the Firebirds of Devils Lake. Inbounds up to Maddie Husted up top. She's able to attack the lane and almost convert for the end one. She'll go to the line and shoot 2. We've seen that a couple times out of Maddie Husted here. She puts a little shot fake at the top of the key and she slashes right down the lane. See if she can convert the free throws. Here's the first. Rattles around, misses the first. Here's her second. And she's able to convert the second. 8:47 left now.
Devils Lake moving the ball well. A slash to the basket here. And one opportunity for Devils Lake. Number 32, Tori Fee scores on that one. She'll be going to the line. Foul on Narum, her second.
Off the back iron. Oh, great job attacking the floor.
Ooh.
That's Archegos with the end one. Great finish there. Good job filling the lane, attacking right at the wing. She knew what angle she needed to get that end one. She was able to convert.
That foul also put the Mustangs into the bonus the rest of the way. 7 fouls now for Devils Lake, 5 on the Mustangs second half.
Archegos is able to convert the end one.
Looked like they were trying to set up a little backdoor play there, and player took off, and the point guard didn't read the same thing and thrown out of bounds. Narum taking it out. Again, facing a little bit of Devils Lake pressure here.
As a guard coach, I never liked when I thought they were going to zig, and they zagged. Down low to
And-
Husted. Little fadeaway from about 4 feet, able to convert.
Another one of those things that early in the year is easy to not be on the same page on, especially when you have a mixture of C players and JV players in the same game. They maybe don't practice together all the time. And so there's just kind of that lack of trust. Good opportunity here for Maddie Husted. Rebound by Elena Holder. She'll get fouled and go to the line for 2.
So barring a miracle here, the Mustangs will win both the C and the JV games going into the varsity game. Definitely have an interesting matchup here for the Mustangs in the varsity matchup. The Mustangs are coming in 0-2. Devils Lake Firebirds coming in 2-0. So tall task for the Mustangs tonight against a really strong program that has been built up in Devils Lake the last 2 years for sure.
Well, I think probably if you were to ask most coaches, most media members, people who pay attention to EDC girls basketball, Devils Lake was likely to be one of those teams favored to at least return to the state tournament this year, and possibly can compete for a regular season or an EDC tournament title. So you're right. I think Cheyenne will have their work cut out for them. I'm sure Coach Hentz likes the opportunity to kind of measure his team against those better teams or those higher-rated teams in the conference, but starting with West Fargo, Davies, and now Devils Lake as your first 3 games probably seems a little fiendish to him at this point.
Well, and then you get a jump right after the Devils Lake game and face Shanley. Those 4 teams all receiving votes in the first Class A poll of the season. So I didn't ask Coach Limke when he was in here, but I probably should have who set the schedule up for the Mustangs, because I'm sure Coach Hintz, Coach Demain are probably wondering why they got set up the way they did. That's a tough matchup, those first 4 games. Timeout here for the Mustangs.
You're watching Cheyenne Mustang Media.
All right, with 6:53 to go in the second half of this JV game between the Mustangs and the Firebirds. Mustangs handily up 61-24. Getting a lot of opportunities for some of these freshmen and sophomores to get a little bit more minutes after their C squad battle. Got to feel good about getting these extra minutes and experience, especially early part of the year, so these girls can feel a little bit more comfortable what it feels like to be on the big floor. Inbounds here for the Mustangs. Trap comes from the corner, but they recognize it right away. A little bit of a quick pass there into the middle. Unable to get that pass. Firebirds able to convert on the turnover. That's number 5 for the Firebirds, Erikstad.
And I imagine Coach Demain not happy. You know, Mustangs have done a good job all game. There is a better opportunity, breaking the press, you know, and just really, when you're up by this much, I think teams, you want to work on the things that you need to get better at, and I think that would be something Coach Demain would want them to handle a little better, was that pressure.
We had Elena Holder on the back cut there. That's twice now where we've seen the Mustangs break that press, get the ball into the wing side, and have a flasher shoot right down the middle of the floor. Gotta like that the girls are recognizing those empty spots on the floor, though.
The spacing has been good. It just, I think the consistency, and again, that might be due to lack of time, lack of practices so early in the year, those sorts of things. Number 5, Felicity Erikstead at the line for Devils Lake here, shooting 2, makes the second, and there's going to be some pressure again, although a little less organized here, so no trouble bringing the ball up the floor and getting into position. Cheyenne was moving the ball well. Extra step there for number 23. That was Faith Archegall.
Swings it over to the wing. Back up top. Good hands there by the Mustang defender. Swing pass across, unable to secure that pass. That'll be a turnover, and the Mustangs will move back onto offense. .554 to go in the second half. Probably not where they wanted to get trapped. One thing that these young players sometimes don't recognize is the traps trying to push them to the edge, trying to use that sideline, trying to use that backcourt as extra, sometimes third and fourth defenders. You turn your back and then the clamps come on. It gets difficult to not turn it all over, turn the ball over when you get stuck there.
Yeah, you're getting baited into that, and then the panic starts to rise a little bit in you, and it's hard to find that teammate for the good look in the pass. See how they do this time down, handling this pressure.
Bile in for the Mustangs. Good flash there for Husted. She's able to secure that. Swings it back over. A little bit of defensive energy here for the Firebirds. 14 left on the shot clock. Pass is stolen away by the Firebirds. Looking up. Looked ahead to see if we could secure that fast break, but
Haley Bame not ready for that pass coming at her, and really wasn't given to her in a very advantageous position.
Got 3 Firebirds in the backcourt, seeing if they can create pressure. Now one peels back. Mustangs able to get the ball across half court and start and set up their offense. Husted at the wing, back cut, nice back cut action there. Blocked away and tipped out of bounds.
It's a great backdoor cut by Erlacher and a good find.
Bame tried to secure that offensive rebound, just got her hands on it and knocked it out of bounds. And now Demain's going to pull back all of her defenders and just set up in a man-to-man half court. 3:40 to go in the second half. Mustangs up 32 points here. At this point, Demain's hoping that their defenders just stay disciplined, stay patient on offense, stay smart. Loose ball, called a jump, and that's going to stay in the possession of the Firebirds. No, excuse me, that's going to go to the Mustangs. Correction. Perhaps this does go to the Firebirds. I was right the first time.
So looks like we have most of the C squad out here. So a group that for Cheyenne works probably a little more often together with one another.
Good post move there. Spin move. Off the glass. You can hear Coach Domain telling him to space out the floor. Couple extra passes there. Bile for three. A little bit long. Rebound to the Firebirds, able to push it up ahead. Let's see if they can convert. And foul by Bile. .256 to go in the second half. Both teams now in the bonus. Second free throw goes down for the Firebirds. Looking up ahead. Breaks the press, but it's that peel back defense when you have that pressure that sometimes catches you. You break that first part of the press, and then you don't see that peel back defender coming back.
I think that's something Coach Domain will talk about after the game. With 2 minutes and 35 seconds left, the game's not in doubt, but I think just that calming down. The press has been broken. Take your time, set up an offense. There's no need to push anymore, and just being smart.
Travel there. That'll come back to the Mustangs. Knocked out of bounds by the Mustangs.
As they pull back to play D here, I think, again, as you mentioned, just being smart on defense, playing position. Let's not go for steals. Let's be in good spots. Devils Lake's going to continue to try and bring pressure, so let's just be smart on both ends of the floor. I think that's what Coach Domain's probably going to be looking for. Was a foul on that one. That should send Urlacher to the line for the 1-and-1.
2:02 left in the second half. 61-34 in favor of the Mustangs. Going on the release, off the back iron. Great rebound there. Unable to put it back in, but got to be pleased with the effort on that offensive rebound. Firebirds able to push it back up the floor and able to convert.
Again, the Devils Lake pressure, making Cheyenne make some bad decisions, rushing some passes. I think this will be something Coach Domain emphasizes after the game is, especially for these young players, a lot of them freshmen, just maintaining your cool and working through the process when a game is turned into this. So Devils Lake is the score is going to look fairly respectable when it's said and done. You're probably not going to have the idea that it was a 35, close to 40-point lead at one point. But it's not in doubt. But I think Coach Domain's just going to want the girls to be a little smarter with the ball, slow down, and take a breath.
Easier said than done sometimes when you're a freshman and it's your first time experiencing that JV floor, and Good finish there by the Firebirds. Mustangs able to break the press.
I think Coach Demain here, just letting them figure things out kind of for themselves. I think if the game were closer, there would have been a timeout to try and settle things down. But I think, again, we've talked about the good experience of going through this and figuring out how to handle it and how to react in the future.
Firebirds missed the layup. Mustangs break. 20 seconds to go in the game here. Probably just looking to run out the clock in this possession if they can. A little bit of energy here still out of the Firebirds. Ball gets down into the corner. Let's see if they can secure that pass out down low. Bile dribbles it back out smartly here. 1 second. And there's the game. Cheyenne Mustangs win the B Squad game 61-40. We'll now take a break. We'll come back for the varsity action shortly. This has been Mustang Media.